Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. How are all of you, dear sixth graders? Hope all of you will be fine. So today I am going to start this one, chapter number 4 of Oxford Secondary Science, grade 6, chapter number 4, Living Things and the Environment. This exercise page number is 40. Question 1. What is the difference between a community, a habitat, ecosystem producer, consumer, decomposer, warm-blooded animals, and cold-blooded animals? The answer. The first one, let's talk about community. What is community? Community is a group of different organisms living together in a habitat, for example, park, pool, desert, etc. Second, habitat. What is habitat? Habitat is a place where an organism or a community of living organisms they live together and they give birth to babies. For example, a park, pool, river, desert or valley. All these are examples of habitats. So in this picture you can see this is a horse living in his habitat. This is a snake and here the family of elephants. Now, number 3, what is ecosystem? Ecosystem is a system formed by plants, animals, and the non-living environment interacting with one another in an area. So, in this picture, you can see this is the picture of an ecosystem. There is another definition also. Ecosystem is a community of living organisms such as plants, animals, and microbes in a particular area. In this picture, you can see this is a pool where frogs are present, tadpoles, their babies are called tadpoles, and the flies are also there. Water plants are there, water weeds, and the sunlight energy is also there. And snail is resting over a wooden log. Fish is in the pond. So this is an example of an ecosystem. Now let's focus on the other definitions like water producers. Producers. These are the living organisms such as plants which can make their own food by the process of photosynthesis. So all the plants they are called producers because they are producing their food and they produce their food by the process of photosynthesis. Now, which ones are consumers? Consumers are heterotrophs, are organisms like animals that consume or eat other organisms to get their energy. Now, next definition decomposers. An organism such as a bacterium, fungus, or invertebrate. Invertebrate are those which don't have backbone. That and they feed on dead plants or dead animals and breaks down their dead bodies, making organic nutrients which are needed by the ecosystem. So they make organic nutrients which are available to the ecosystem. Now, which ones are the warm-blooded animals? The warm-blooded animals are those animals that keep their body temperature the same no matter what the weather is. While opposite to the warm-blooded animals are the cold-blooded animals. The cold-blooded animals have body temperature which changes according to the weather. Now there are some critical thinking questions. Question 1. What might happen if one key factor is removed from an ecosystem? Answer. It will upset the balance in the ecosystem and it will harm the ecosystem. Next question. How can we protect and preserve habitats for future generations? There are many steps we can do to it to preserve the habitats. The first one, we should avoid air pollution, land pollution, and water pollution. Second, stop cutting trees, avoid deforestation because forests are habitats. Number 3, we should grow more trees and should keep natural areas safe. Number 4, trees give us oxygen and help other living things to survive. Next question. This is the question 2 of the exercise. What is the biotic environment? Biotic environment definition: it's the living part of the environment. For example, animals, viruses, bacteria, and humans. What is environment? Environment is everything around a living thing that affects its way of life. The biotic or living part of the park environment is the plants, animals, fungi, bacteria, and other small organisms which are present in the park, which are living in the park. So in this picture, this is the picture of a park, and you can see the biotic and the abiotic factors also. So biotic ones are the animals like giraffe and the plants, and the abiotic is the soil and the sunlight and the water under the soil. Now this is the table which is showing you the biotic or the living part and the abiotic or the non-living part. So there are 5 points each for biotic and 5 points for abiotic. The first point, biotic living part. It includes all the living things, plants and animals, which can grow and reproduce. For example, trees, fish, insects, etc. And the living things depend on each other for survival. And it's the biotic part is very essential for life on Earth. Now, the same 5 points in the case of abiotic or the non-living part are the first one. Non-living things are called abiotic part, and the examples are soil, water, air, and there are more examples like sunlight, water, air, soil, rocks, temperature, etc. While the biotic part can grow and reproduce, but the abiotic part cannot grow and reproduce. Biotic part depend on each other for survival, while the abiotic part, which includes non-living things, it affects living things but do not depend on each other. And they provide conditions for life to exist on Earth. Next question. What is the difference between biotic and abiotic? Okay, so in the answer to this question is this table, biotic and non-biotic part. Next question. How does temperature affect the activity of cold-blooded animals? Answer. Temperature affects cold-blooded animals by controlling their activity. The activity of cold-blooded animals increases with higher temperatures and their activity decreases with lower temperatures. Next critical thinking question. What adaptation helps plants to survive in deserts? There are 2 points. The first one, desert plants store water. Second, they have waxy coatings and deep roots. Why do they have deep roots? To collect water which is present in the desert, in the soil of in the sand of the desert. Next question. Why is oxygen important for aquatic organisms? Answer. Oxygen is needed by aquatic organisms for respiration. Question 3. How might animals depend upon plants and trees even if they don't eat those plants? Explain your answer. So this is the question 3 of the exercise. Answer. All living, all animals depend upon the plants even if they do not eat them because they need the oxygen gas for their breathing, which is produced by the plants as a result of photosynthesis and is released out of the small holes, and these small holes are called stomata. Where are they present? They are present on the leaves. Animals and human beings need oxygen gas for respiration, and energy is produced in their bodies to carry out all the functions. This is a picture which is showing you the photosynthesis. So the photosynthesis products are oxygen is given out and glucose is formed. And here are the reactants. The sunlight energy is always comes from sunlight, or if there are plants which are present inside the house, in the rooms, so they will get the energy from the light of the rooms. And then there is carbon dioxide which is present in the air, and the water and the minerals which go down in the soil, in the roots which are present in the soil. Now question number 4 of the exercise. What kind of things make up the physical environment of a living organism? Answer. The things which make up the physical environment of a living organism include number 1, climate. Climate is very important in the physical environment of a plant. There are different climates such as hot, wet, windy, sunny, warm, snowy climate of a valley. And very hot and dry climate are present in a desert, climate in a mountainous area, coastal climate, inland climate, etc. So these are the different climates of different places. And these are very important in the case of plants for their growth. Okay, the second factor or the thing which make up the physical environment of a living organism, whether it is a plant or an animal, it includes soil. So the first one is climate, which is very important in the physical environment of a place. The second one is the soil. Different soil types affect animals and plants which are present in an area, such as sandy soil, clay soil, humus soil, soil having nitrates for healthy growth of plants, soil having magnesium to produce chlorophyll. Number 3, light. All green plants need sunlight to do photosynthesis. Mosses and ferns are adapted to live in the shade of forest trees. Animals need also light to see, move about, find food, or avoid danger. Number 4 factor is temperature. Warm blooded animals such as mammals and birds keep a constant body temperature. So you can see the in this picture, these two pictures, the warm blooded animals, while the cold blooded animals they need the heat of the sun to warm their bodies in order to become active, such as snakes, reptiles, insects, and fish. Next is the definition of hibernation. What is hibernation? Some animals hibernate in winter to stay alive, to avoid very low temperatures and the lack of food. So this process is called hibernation, that they hide in the winter to stay alive, to avoid very low temperatures and there is lack of food as well. So this process is called hibernation. So you can see here the polar bears, the babies of the polar bears, which are doing the hibernation process. And they are hibernating in the snow. Suitable temperature for plants. Most plants need a suitable temperature to stay alive and grow better, which may range from 21 to 27 degrees Celsius. During daytime, 24 to 27 degrees Celsius temperature is best for plants, while 21 to 24 degrees Celsius temperature is best for the plants during nighttime. Next factor is water. Water is needed to stay alive. It is needed by animals and plants as well to maintain their lives. Sixth factor is the condition of soil and water. So these are the conditions, acidic condition and alkaline conditions of soil and water. Plants grow best in neutral soil. The neutral soil is not acidic or it is not alkaline also. It is neutral. While some plants like pineapple and cotton grow well in acidic soil, while lettuce and onion will not grow well in acidic soil. Freshwater plants live in neutral water, while sea plants live in alkaline water. Next factor is oxygen gas. It is needed by the plants, animals, and human beings for respiration. Question number 5 of the exercise. Do human beings have the greatest effect on the physical environment or the biotic environment of organisms? Explain your answer. Human beings have the greatest effect on the biotic environment due to the factors such as hunting, the destruction of habitats. Third one is the effect of pollution. Fourth one is the use of chemical pesticides to control weeds, pests, and last one is diseases. Question 6. A chemical has long eyelashes, a hump, and large padded feet. Describe how the different features of a chemical help it to survive in the desert. The long eyelashes of a chemical protects its eyes from wind-blown dust and sand. Its hump contains fat, which is used during respiration to produce energy and water. Its padded feet spread its weight evenly and it does not sink into the sand. It does not lose much water by excretion due to less urine or little sweat. Whenever water is available in the desert, that is, whenever there is rain in the desert, the camel drinks a lot of water rapidly, which allows it to travel long distances in the desert, or whenever the camel finds water in a desert. Then it drinks a lot of water. Question number 7. Make a table with the headings such as producers, consumers, parasites, scavengers, and decomposers. Answer. Number 1. Producers are buttercup, plant and lettuce. Second, primary consumers are cows and caterpillars. Number 3, secondary consumers are lions and foxes. Number 4, parasites are flea, tapeworm and leeches. Number 5, scavengers are crows. Number 6, decomposers are bread molds, mushrooms, and the earthworms. So this is the table, and you have to write down all the examples here. Write down all the examples in their related column, which are given in the above sentences. Next question, question number 8. How are the teeth and body parts of a herbivore adapted to its diet? How is a carnivore adapted to its diet? Herbivores. Number 1. The teeth are adapted for eating plants, grasses, trees, etc. The incisor teeth have sharp edges for cutting grassland plants. Number 3. Molars and premolars are used for grinding up the plant material. Number 4. Its digestive system is long enough to digest the walls of plant cells. Number 5. Some herbivores swallow the plant food and chew it when they are in a safe place away from predators. You can see here in the picture there are two deers who are eating grass and the carnivores. Carnivores, the teeth of carnivores are adapted to catch and eat other animals. First one, the incisors cut away pieces of flesh close to bones. The incisors' teeth are to cut down the flesh into small pieces. Number 3. Number 2, the long canines are used to pierce the prey when it is captured. So this is the picture of a lion, and the long ones are the canines. Canines teeth are long, which are used to pierce the prey when it is captured. Number 3, the premolars and molars tear the flesh of prey and crack open the bones. The premolars and molars, they break down the bones even into small pieces. And number 4, the carnivores have a short digestive system. Question number 9. In general, why would you expect a carnivore to be camouflaged and larger than a herbivore? Answer. The wolves, jaguars, leopards, tigers, and other carnivores are camouflaged to reach their prey. It means their skin color, their fur color is such that It's very difficult to see them when they are hide in the bushes, in the plants, in the forest. So they are camouflaged to reach their prey, and their prey cannot find that there is any danger around them. The carnivores are larger in size so that they easily catch their prey. Wolves and tigers hunt in a group to capture larger prey such as elephants. Question 10. Why are herbivorous animals poor fighters and better at defense than attack? Answer. Because the bodies of herbivores are large and they do not have claws and sharp teeth. They can camouflage, hide, and run very fast over short distances. So they are better at defense than to attack. That's why they are poor fighters. Question 11. Why do carnivores live on their own and herbivores live in groups such as flocks and herds? Answer. With the exception of lions and wolves, most carnivores live on their own so that they can approach their prey. Most herbivores live in groups to keep alert from the approaching danger. Question 12. When the beef tapeworm is living in the human gut, human intestine, how does the beef tapeworm benefit in the gut of human beings and how does the human suffer? Answer. The human gut tapeworm gets a ready supply of already digested food. The head of the tapeworm may tear the wall of the intestine. It may enter the wall of the intestine, causing wounds that can be infected with bacteria. So it is causing bacterial infection in the intestine of the human beings. Question 13. Suggest some ways in which the infection of humans by beef tapeworms can be stopped. What are the ways in which the tapeworms which are present in the meat beef can be stopped? So this is the picture of a tapeworm. There are these three important ways. The first one is dispose of sewage safely so that the eggs of the tapeworms do not contaminate, do not mix with the food and the drink of cattle, so that the eggs of the tapeworms should not go in the food and the drinks of the cattle. Second, careful inspection of the meat should be done and complete cooking of beef for half an hour will kill the young stages of the parasite tapeworms. And third, the medicine treatment, a drug called quinacrine, treats all types of tapeworms infections. It kills the worms which then pass out of the body in the feces. Question 14. Does a parasite have any special problem not usually met with by the plants and animals? Explain your answer. Answer. The special problem for a parasite is to find the correct host, plant or animal, because most parasites can feed on only one special type of host plant or host animal. Question 15. You can make the screenshot of the questions and answers. Question 15. What would happen if all bacteria on earth died suddenly? Answer. Number one, there would be no more bacterial diseases. Many bacteria are useful for our earth as well because bacteria do the decomposition of waste matter. They break down the waste matter and help in making the humus soil and they help in making the soil good. The best soil is called the humus soil. Number three, without the good decomposer bacteria, the bodies of dead animals and plants would pile up on the earth rapidly. Number four, bacteria play a part in digestion of the food in the bodies of the animals. Number five, bacteria are used to make cheese, vinegar, and yogurt. These are the good bacteria which make our cheese, vinegar, and yogurt. Number six, bacteria present on the roots of the plants. They fix nitrogen gas from the air into the nitrates within the soil. And these nitrates are very important for the better growth of the plants. Question number 16. And this is the last question of the exercise. When bees and other nectar seeking insects visit flowers, how do insects like bees and flowers benefit? How do the flowers benefit? Answer. You can see in the picture there's the honeybee which is sitting on a flower and sucking up the nectar. Answer. When the insects visit a flower, they find a supply of food such as nectar and pollen. The flowers are cross-pollinated with the pollen from another flower of the same kind of flowers, and their pollen is taken by the bees and insects to other flowers of the same kind. It means that the flowers are pollinated by the help of the insects. Insects come to seek nectar, to suck up the nectar while they are doing the pollination at the same time. So in this way, the flowers benefit. So dear students, learn and understand all these questions and answers well, and then you can make the practice in your own notebooks. First, understand the answers, understand the questions well. How many parts of the questions are there? So you have to answer all the parts, and then write down the answers 2 or 3 times in your notebooks, and then recheck your answer with these answers. Hope it will help all of you, inshallah. Allah Hafiz, everyone. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.